Hello and welcome to some live tabletop role-playing gameplay. The Intercontinental group of awesome will be playing Masks: A New Generation. This is presented by I-95 Games. Masks: A New Generation is one of my favorite games. It's powered by the Apocalypse, which describes a bit of the system. It comes out from Brendan Conway, written by Brendan Conway, and Magpie Games puts this out. Well worth your time investing. This game is set in Halcyon City, which is the technical, not technically, it's the default setting for Masks: A New Generation, where everyone plays young superheroes. We are in the third of 3 issues that are all interconnected. Basically, there are 2 plot lines that dropped in the middle of 3 issues. So we will be picking up after we hung a cliff, as it were, the last time we played, which has been a couple weeks because of travel and the like. So let's remind ourselves of our characters who are here, the members of the Halcyon City Guardians, and then we will spin back up to where we were in the last session. Apologies for background. 13-year-old is playing Apex Legends, which evidently requires yelling for part of the play. I didn't know this. I guess you get more points or something when you're freaking loud. Also of note, the Blue Angels, I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida, must be getting ready for some kind of event because 3 or 4 F-15, F-14, F-something fighter jets will be flying overhead invariably at any points over the last week and probably today. So with those 2 warnings ahead of time, let's start off with Jen. Jen, remind us of your character.
I am playing Ashley Banner, aka Seraph. She is a part of the Halcyon City Guardians, flying around, being, in general, more agile, strong, and durable than an average human being would be. Basically with the full Spider-Man business, which includes her double life as Ashley Banner, where she's trying to succeed at Hope Prep and trying to spend enough time with her girlfriend to be a good girlfriend, and also be a cool guitarist of a cool band called Teenage Gerbil Uprising.
TGU for life! Thank you very much. Jan, remind us of your character, please.
I am playing Atlas, aka Marcus Meyer. He's the Bull playbook. The Bull playbook is the typical Captain America, Luke Cage. Someone did an experiment on you and you're super strong. Marcus had some muscular dystrophy disease going on and got treatment for it, but then they didn't let him go. So he escaped. And now he's still in contact, sort of, with, well, he's running into the Hanover Institute a bit more again. So, yeah, he's not a big fan.
Aw, they're a big fan of you. They've been keeping track of you, making sure you're doing great after all the hard work they did to make you a giant, super strong behemoth. It's ROI. It's return on investment. I don't know. It's a business term. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. They really need their ROI. They spent bajillions of dollars on your technology, sir. Thank you very much. Jan, Alex, please remind us of your character.
I am Unisha Upal, aka Armature, the brain, the super clever playbook who is too clever for their own good and hence has some sort of shame, and mine is a sentient bomb disposal swarm that calls me mother. And I've kind of moved into a new phase with it, where I've kind of adopted some of it, and it's now my cat.
Yes. Oh, I really love that it's now a cat. That tickles me, and I'm not even a cat fan, but something about a tentacle cat is pretty much the bomb. So thank you very much for that reminder of Armature. Last but not least, we have our green-hued buddy, played by Paul. Remind us.
I'm playing Anil Hara, who, in his superhero identity, is a well-known and respected street poet who goes by Spider Slam.
What?
Just kidding. Who is Viridian. Currently, the acting magister, lead magician of Halcyon City, and because his father is out of town on business, although we decided he's actually golfing at Mar-a-Lago, but yeah. So, and he recently had a fairly significant success that came at some significant cost. So he's feeling the mantle.
He is indeed. And that significant cost, also, another after effect is that Sister Occultus, who was a judgmental member of your legacy, you cut her off. She no longer has any influence over you whatsoever. You had your moment of truth. That was pretty spectacular.
And by the way, I'm sorry. I decided to take the wield your powers adult move.
Wow.
As my advancement.
That's a pretty good one. And that's a great one to punch up moment of truth, wield your powers as advancement. That's cool. And you locked your mundane label, if I remember correctly?
Previously.
Yes.
Previously on masks.
Boom, boom, boom. Cool. So thank you for that. We had a big showdown in Castle Blackstone, which, by the way, resulted in this lovely picture. Alex, do you want to bring up the cool picture that you made for everybody? Because I'd love to show it on the feed. It is super cool. While we're waiting for that, you guys... Oh, there we go. Cool. Let me feature you. Bring that sucker up on your DeviantArt page. The Halcyon City Guardians. You are muted, Alex, in case you're talking. There's a cool party picture. I love that for the group. Peril at Castle Blackstone, or party at Castle Blackstone. I read incorrectly.
Party.
Thank you. Party, not peril. Although there was peril, just a little peril. So after that success, you guys took Kavita and Hasit to the Spike, which is the Supermax supervillain prison run by Aegis, which is the kind of Men in Black meet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of thing for Halcyon City. Armature decided to try to hack the system. That didn't go so well, but you guys found out that an image or a flicker or something that you had seen during a teleportation phase where you had caught a glimpse of Xander, aka Cypher, who was, you knew, a prisoner in the Spike, escaping with Safia, the girl who can kind of port a la Nightcrawler. She reached out to you guys later on. You met with her and then brought her back, or she kind of ported you guys. And you know, I can't remember who ported who, to be perfectly honest, because we've got a couple of teleporters. Let's just say Viridian because he's a PC. Anyway, you guys went back to Marcus's old home. The place he's moving out of, right? Not that he's told his parents, because that's going to be a delightful thing that I can't wait to see on screen. Cypher, Black Veins, had a very high temperature. You guys were very worried about that. You worked on, or no, I'm sorry, very low temperature, very, very low body temperature, and you're worried about him and the pain that he was going through. And after a good bit of magical and technological research, Seraph threw out the possibility that what was happening to Cypher was that after the escape, and when Safia and Cypher tried to leave Halcyon City to go lay low, or perhaps live in Acapulco, that he got sicker, and nearly died. And now he is unable to really do much, and seems like things could continue to get worse. And Seraph threw out the possibility that this was some kind of curse from Mambo. Safia said, I'll teleport to Mambo and bring her back here and make her stop. But then you guys used that moment to say, well, why would Mambo care so much? You know that Cypher went to jail specifically because Coppertop went after him, and the force of the Transcendent Crusaders and their very stout legal team were used to make sure that Cypher would be there for several lifetimes for hacking major financial institutions, and the what was called the Superman 3 gambit, where he took all of the halfpennies or something like that. That's at least that's what Halcyon City Guardian or the Halcyon City News had talked about in that very drawn out legal affair. So you guys had just tried to pierce the mask and ask Cypher what he discovered or what he might know. And that's where we stopped. I've had quite a long time to think about the answer, which I came up with today.
Of course.
Of course, because I'm terrible. But what Cypher says to the four of you is he looks at you and he's, of course, speaking weekly. And that doesn't mean once a week. It means WEAK. Viridian spotted the curse with his magical abilities. Thank you for that. And then Seraph was the one who threw out Mambo as a possibility. So that's how those two came up. Thank you very much. Xander says...
That's not what she said.
What? I want to point out that Viridian spotted the curse. That's what it says. I just...
You just said Seraph again.
Fuck. No. Seraph said Mambo. Because I remember when Jen, as Seraph, said, it's Mambo. And I was like, wow, that's very good deduction. Anyway, it was definitely that it was a...
Yeah, Viridian is the one who used his magic to figure out what was actually wrong with Cypher.
Right. It's all good. We got everything.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Sorry, that's what happens when I monologue. I mixed a couple of names, and I apologize. Nevertheless, you guys as a team figured out that it is likely Mambo, and that tied back to Coppertop, member of the Transcendent Crusaders, and Cypher, after 2 weeks, finally says his answer of... he says, Coppertop and the Crusaders, they were getting kickbacks from the Spider. And you guys all being members of Halcyon City and knowing about the villains, especially, I believe, if I remember correctly, Seraph is pretty big on knowing the supers, and I'm rather sure that Viridian's father would have drilled him on the supervillain known as the Spider. The Spider is Sebastian Ibanez, and he is one of Halcyon City's preeminent crime bosses, and his networks span the length and breadth of Halcyon City. And Cypher says further, Crusaders never go after any of Spider's stuff. He's got holdings, financial institutions, which is what I went after. I wasn't stealing from banks. I was stealing from him. And yeah, I was doing it to have a bit of retirement for Safia and I. But he's a bad guy.
You make yourself out to be some kind of Robin Hood.
Yeah. I wouldn't take from regular people. There are too many villains out there to steal from. Why bother?
Well, for one thing, villains tend to be upset when you steal from them.
Well, Saf and I used to stay a step ahead of them. just didn't work out this time.
The spider is really bad news, guys.
Oh, yes.
Which one's the spider again? Okay. Right. I start trying to find information.
Oh yeah, not even a roll. Sebastian Ibanez is kind of the El Chapo of Halcyon City. It's
I mean, is there like an actual web presence about him?
There is a lot of there's a lot of chatter. He's kind of a boogeyman, but it's not like he has. This is the spider industries, right? He always works through fronts and shadow companies and the like.
Huh.
So before we go down the spider hole, I think the first thing we have to do is figure out how to keep Cypher alive.
That's the work that's in front of us right now, yeah.
And
that circles us back to Mambo.
Yeah.
So, Cypher, Sophia, you're not going to like this, but I have a thought. If the curse is active because Cypher is out of the spike, we can at least maintain his life by getting him back in the spike.
Are we huddling this, or are we talking?
I think he's having that conversation with Cypher. Cypher's reaction is hesitation at first, but he looks over to Safia and he says, "Listen, if they find me, we can't run." Safia says, I mean, I can get you back. Probably.
Team, what do you think?
Well, we can't let him die.
Right.
No, that's right.
But whatever other morals in this situation.
We can't let him die, and we can't let this state of affairs continue.
Correct. So what I'm proposing is really, at this point, the little boy with his finger in the dike, but it makes sense to me to remove the proximate danger and then go after Mambo.
Mm.
And Mambo is the thread that we can pull to unravel the web, as it were.
As you guys are talking, you hear a not to this bedroom door, but you actually it's one of those front door knocking, and then the sound of the doorbell. It's like I'm imagining it's like a piece of a song of some kind. Atlas, what's the little ditty of a song that is the doorbell at your home?
Wow. Blanking on songs.
You can even give me just a few notes.
It just I guess it just goes do 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 do.
I thought you were going to go Super Mario Brothers for a second. I remember your old phone, your phone ringtone. Yep. So you hear do 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 do. What do you do?
I look around and make eye contact with the team, and I'm like, I'll check outside. I'll be right back. And
And you've been Seraph this whole time, right?
oh yeah. No, I melt through the window and get a little bit of air over the roof and peek at the roadways in and out of the house.
Awesome.
And the
You see
driveway.
4 Hanover Institute vans outside.
Yeah, I slink directly back in.
You hear the front door open, like the folks who weren't outside looking. A few moments will pass. You hear the front door open. You hear the welcoming sounds of your mother, Marcus. Oh, it's an unfamiliar voice, but low, very professional, clipped tones and the like. Marcus?
Guys, there are 4 Hanover Institute vans outside. We need to scramble.
Oh,
And-
I
and-
guess he's not home, she said
Marcus-
loudly.
Like trying, like he's really trained on it. Like yeah, but like trying to keep that down. Like
Yeah.
So
So very, very quickly, here's what I propose. Marcus, you and I will take Cypher back to the Spike. Seraph and Armature. Sorry, that was Paul, not Viridian. Seraph and Armature, you can get out of here your own ways. And Sophia, you have Seraph's number. Call in an hour.
okay, sure.
Is everybody cool with that?
That's good.
Then
Yeah.
I'll put
Let's go.
one hand on Marcus's. I almost said shoulder, but that's just obviously not happening. One hand on Marcus's bicep, and one hand on Cypher, and attempt to take us to the Spike.
Nice. I think you are going to wield your powers.
Is that still freak?
Let me look. I think so, but I have the basic moves, so let me look.
I have the doc open. Sorry.
It is. When you wield your powers with precision or grace, roll plus freak. On a hit, choose 1. On a 10 plus, choose 2.
Okay.
So we have Viridian, Atlas.
That's a full hit.
Oh, nice.
A 12. That's a 12.
Wow. Viridian, Atlas, and Cypher taking off. Safia, Armature, Seraph staying behind, correct?
Well, hopefully not staying behind.
But
because
they're
Saf-
doing their own thing, but
We're
not
together
leaving with
with
you to
you.
go to the Spike.
right.
Okay. On a 10 plus, you get to choose 2 of the 3 options. Drop them into
Okay,
chat.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I will. Wow. I don't really need any of those.
Yeah, it's the thing. we'll probably have-
Neutralizing a threat by
Yeah, I
not
think
being
you are.
there.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely neutralizing a threat, at least for now.
Mhm.
And I'll just keep it at that for now.
Okay. Sounds
Or
good.
I can create something useful by perhaps taking some influence on somebody in Aegis for bringing their escaped prisoner
Ooh,
back.
that's kind of neat. A very sick
I'll let you
cipher.
choose who that
It will
is.
quickly get better. Awesome. I think we had introduced a particular individual.
Mr. Everywhere?
No, but there was a cool lady in like military BDUs.
Oh, with the cybernetic arms?
Yeah.
Yes. And I unfortunately lost quite a few things on my desk earlier today with a spill of Diet Coke, which happened to be some of my index cards. So I don't remember that person's name.
Jen proposes Shell.
Shell it is. Thank you. And we'll go with Shell, the signature character who happens to be working for.
Like, I don't think it's the same person, because Shell is one of the villains from the deck of villains. But
Okay.
Yeah, Shell's actually, that's why I was like, oh, we're just going to kind of repurpose Shell to be a quasi-good guy. I'm not opposed to that, because, wow, the picture for Shell's awesome.
Yeah, the picture for Shell is awesome. Just because she can sometimes be a jerk and is, you know, struggling cyborg doesn't mean that she can't also be good sometimes.
Yeah, I got to show the picture, because it's just like one of my favorite pictures in the deck of villains. So there's Shell. It's a battle damage Shell. So just keep that in mind. But sure, we'll say that it was Dika Brown.
Badass.
Yeah, she's awesome. Cool. So you guys are porting away. I'll pick up with you in just a minute. But I also want to check in on Seraph and Armature and Safia. Safia, I can't. I worked so hard to get him out. I really hate Mambo.
Right there with you.
Let's go take her down.
That would be great.
Turn me into an undead army soldier once.
Yeah, that's rude, and she's got another thing coming if she thinks she's going to do that to you. Listen, we have an hour. I'm going to work a couple of angles.
I got some ideas as well.
Great. Call me in an hour. Go someplace safe. Don't tell me about it. Don't tell me where it is. Regroup.
Okay.
But just remember that we're together with you on this.
Safi, are you okay teleporting again? Getting out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck, you guys.
Is there a window that would fit at least a torso through?
What?
At least a torso.
Oh.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be a big window.
Yep. Yeah. It wouldn't fit in Marcus, but it would fit a regular person.
Yeah. I can fit through smaller than a regular person.
And Seraph's already kind of egressed before. So Seraph and Armature, jets are coming overhead, so it's going to get loud for a moment. You guys were leaving together, or were you all three going separately? That was the part where
I think I was planning to go separately, but I mean, Seraph had plans, so I had also plans.
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas. If either Armature or Safia look like they desperately need me to go with them, I will. Otherwise, I think we're each going our own separate way.
Cool. While you guys are talking, sorry, airplane making dog upset. It's like a double whammy.
Well, I can say what I'm planning to do while there's an upset dog. My plan is to out the window, down the wall, and I want to try and attach myself to the underside of a Hanover truck.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I think you should unleash your powers to get past everyone and do that.
Good. My guilt doesn't affect that. Excellent. Full hit.
Nice. So on a full hit, you do it, and you don't have to mark a condition, and it is not unstable or temporary. So we see you scuttling, I think is maybe the right word for the way that you're moving down the side of the house and moving around. You see that there are, like, you move through a bush. We have a couple of panels of you moving through a bush as a couple of Hanover folks like walk out in the backyard a little bit. They really shouldn't be here. And they're wearing dark suits, and you see they have like smartphones out, but you recognize that these are custom devices. This is not your mama's iPhone or Android, and they seem to be checking the area, but you circumvent them and make your way underneath one of the vans. By the way, the underside of this van does not look like the underside of a regular car. It looks very clean and shiny, and this is an electric vehicle. So it doesn't have like, the nasty underside and the like.
Well, bonus.
Yep, super bonus. Your costume will still be clean. Oh, Doc Ocking, I do prefer that to Scuttling.
Yeah.
Doc Ocking.
It has a bit more of a gravitas.
It has more gravitas.
With Scuttling.
Gross, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we go to Seraph and Safia. Safia climbs up on top of the roof, and she's looking across the city. She's stepped out. She's not in the line of sight with the Hanover Institute vans. She's just there with you. She's, I don't know where you're going, but I'm going after Mambo.
That's maybe not a great idea right now, but if you're going, I'll go with you.
Hey, it doesn't have to be free, right? I'll pay you for it. Listen, I've got these coins. I've got 5 of them, and they're yours. You just help me take her down.
Coins?
Yeah. Hold on. Rich, all of my windows have just gone away. So give me just a moment here.
Oh, of course.
And she presents her phone. And on the phone, there is a picture of... Here we go. On her phone is a picture of it, and she says, like this.
No.
They're called the denarians. These silver coins, they're the coins that Judas was paid. Supposedly they have the souls of angels in them. I figured you might want it.
We'll circle back to this later, okay?
Sure. Cool, so you're in. Awesome.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye out for Marcus's parents for just a minute longer. Then we can go.
Sure. She sits down on the roof and waits, and you hear a bit of conversation. Did you keep the window open? I assume you closed the window, but you hear a little bit of conversation from the top level. It sounds like they came into Marcus's room. They mill about and then head back downstairs, and it looks like they're going to be talking to Marcus's mom for a little while. How long do you plan on waiting? Like, do we see a couple panels? You guys just waiting up there? It looks like the Hanover Institute folks like do a perimeter. They check out all of the house on the exterior, and then must be conducting some kind of interview with Marcus's mom. And then a couple of vans pull away to stay during that.
Once the 2 vans pull away, I leave.
Okay, cool. So one of the 2 vans does have armature underneath it, and they are going to be heading back to the Hanover Institute. They're just going to take a pretty direct route. Do we see armature doing anything, or do we want to go ahead and skip ahead to her arriving at Hanover Institute? You are unmuted, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, I think she would be doing some stuff to try and mask herself from any security in preparation for arriving, as well as if they're doing any scanning. Like, cool. I want to be able to get them not to spot me when I go through any security checks.
Okay. That sounds pretty smart. They head just kind of talking about the map. You guys are leaving Green Bank and heading up the major thoroughfare, which is the Wallace Expressway. Takes you across the Mangold Bridge, and then hang a sharp right onto MacArthur that takes you towards the Hanover Institute of Technology, which sits right on the bay of the waiting, not the bay, but the bank of, that's the B word, the bank of the Wading River, as it's called. So you're going to try to skulk around and not be noticed. So I think that's is that another unleash your powers, or do you seems like it might be, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, because I don't think you assessing the situation would necessarily benefit you here. So let's have you go ahead and unleash your powers as you use your technology, trying to stay hidden.
I'm trying to remember if I been using any tech recently in.
I don't remember any spends last session.
I don't think. So I think
yeah, let's just say it's refreshed. Otherwise, we're going. You guys are going to get drained out of all the cool stuff, and I don't want that.
Yeah. So I think I would like to build. I think I would. I mean, I've got parts. There's a car above me. Doesn't need all of its parts, and I got my own supply. So I think I would like to just make it so I come across as being at least the security systems that I'm meant to be here. Like a little gadget. Maybe it like clones an ID of somebody in the van above me.
Oh, cool.
Possibly deactivating theirs at the same time. Because, you know, systems don't like having their two. Do I need to add a bonus for the for rolling this? No, I roll a superior. Yep, no, don't need to add a bonus. Oh shit! I just realized my superior is flat at the moment.
I mean, oh, that's a bummer.
Well, I got 4.
Okay, so on a 4, you get an XP, which in this game is called potential. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you are working up some DNA structure to try to have maybe a palm print or a read to make.
Well, I was more like trying to copy the kind of digital ID stuff of somebody, like if they had like a chip on them or a card that let them get through.
Oh, okay, I got you. That makes more sense. I just want to make sure. Thank you for that clarification. So feels like the right time's happening. You clutch up underneath the van. It comes into big, huge underground garage. Goes down, goes through a couple of security checks. You hear the doors open up, and then you're able to drop and roll out from under and try to follow them. You see them heading towards an elevator.
Can I just also add quickly, Shamecat? I'm going to stick with Shamecat because it's my shame.
I love Shamecat.
Shamecat was with me at the house, so it's with me here. I guess it's
nice
on my back or shoulder.
Yeah, just clutching on.
Yeah.
It's a clutch, like it's made itself into a little handbag or something. I don't know.
It's a ball of tentacles. It can be whatever it needs.
Shamey cat.
Great. So you head into the elevator, or do you want to wait and let them go and then try to get in yourself?
So they're going into the elevator?
Mm-hmm. They seem pretty unaware of your presence, confident in their ability. This is a large area. You see down as it slopes down further to another level. You see there's much larger vehicles. In fact, there's one that looks like an ATV. There's one that looks kind of similar to like a hover tank or something. I'm not entirely sure. But they're just headed towards the elevator to get up and into Hanover Institute itself.
I would prefer to be a bit more circumvent and I think do a little bit of dieharding into the vents.
Oh, nice, cool. Awesome. So you wait for them to disappear into the elevator and try to find a vent, something to work up into. Climb up into the vent, and Shame Cat is with you. And after you pull the grate up behind you, start to move through the vent, you hear a small let's see. McLean protocol violated. Please exit the vent. And then you see a lattice work, like, crisscross of red lasers ahead of you, and they start moving towards you. What do you do?
Okay. I think I need to dismantle I need to get out of the vent. I'm not going to go back that far. I want to just go through the vent, like out of it.
Okay, so you should get the heck out of the vent. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think you're are you directly engaging a threat? Or are you unleashing your powers again? Sorry, I keep leaning on unleash your powers, but it feels like you're not trying to trade blows with the thing. You just want to get out of the way. So let's have you unleash your powers to escape.
Full hit.
Nice. So your tentacles pop open the grate, it drops down onto the concrete, and you drop after it, and the lasers stop just ahead of you. You see that the elevator door is opening. There are also red lights that are flashing along, kind of emergency lights. There are klaxons that are going on, and a generally silent alarm. It appears that you are in an underground garage. The Hanover Institute has some kind of high-tech security. They are aware of you, and problems are forthcoming. So we'll just go ahead and move away from you as we turn the page to another secure institute. We start with exterior, right? The spike down in the corner, and we have a single panel of the spike, which is this supermax, and up in the skies with a few birds that are flying past. And pop, that is where Viridian, Atlas, and a very sick Cypher. I assume Atlas, like, are you holding Cypher?
Yeah.
Cool. Three of you appear, and several members of the Aegis come down. You see a couple panels, like silent panels, you handing over Cypher, explain what's going on, and they take them away. And Shell, the picture we saw earlier, who now is working for the Angels, as it were, but not your Angel. By Angels, I mean Aegis. She says, I need to speak with the two of you about exactly how this happened. We have reports from the Transcendent Crusaders that you were involved in the escape of this prisoner.
That is something that the Transcendent Crusaders would say, yes.
Shell, you seem pretty straightforward. So even though my family wouldn't want me to use this language, I'm just going to say flat out bullshit. You lost him, we found him, we brought him back.
I'm not arguing that point, Viridian. The fact that you brought him back speaks very loudly for what's really happening, but I need to know. You understand? So if the two of you can come in here and we can have a brief conversation and get an affidavit from you from how you came into the possession of Cypher, I would appreciate it.
Brief.
Yes.
She looks up at you and she goes, listen, big boy, don't get lippy.
I just, frown at her,
You do have influence, by the way, Viridian. I'm going to go ahead. I like the idea of you having influence over Shell. So a couple panels, you guys heading inside, and there's a quick scan, like somebody has like a wand, they scan, we see they've got a little identity thing. It's popping up all the little stats that we would have. If we had the, the Halcyon City handbook, like a Marvel handbook, it would be your ratings for your different power set and the like. And then you quickly are moved into a small conference room. It's oval tables, little display in the middle that kind of pops up and could give a more 3D display of things. Shell sits across from the two of you, or she stands across from the two of you and asks, do you guys want a drink? Some kind of snack? The crawlers here are kind of amazing.
I'm fine without, but
I'm not
Atlas?
going. I'm not going to say no to a snack.
Cool. She busts a little thing and tells someone, evidently she's got people who do that, and they go and they come in with coffees and a few pops and some crullers, like a small plate of crullers. And she sits down finally, opens up a little tablet and has a little stylus there and starts to jot down some notes. Cypher's only been gone for less than 1 day. How is it that the two of you found him? And who helped him get out?
We don't know the details of his escape, but we found him by finding an old hidey hole of Safia's. She was not present.
Atlas is in the meantime like just scrounging down on the snacks.
She looks at you a little skeptically. So you're saying that Cypher, who has no ability for transportation of any kind, disappeared from here, and Safia wasn't involved? The person who can teleport?
That is not at all what I said. I said we don't know the details, and where we found him was at an old hidey hole of Safia's. You saw the condition he was in when we brought him.
Right. Tell me more about that. Do you know what's going on here? It looks like a bubonic plague for all I know.
It's a magical curse, and apparently it's tied him to this place. So the escape attempt, however it happened, triggered it. I assume that's not your standard protocol.
No, absolutely not. She reaches down, this little communicator pops up, and can you give me a status update on the prisoner Cypher? It's a moment later. So I'm like, yes, ma'am, Shell. He is doing much better. It appears that his vitals are stabilized, and we are checking him out just to make sure here in the clinic, but it looks like we'll be able to move him to a regular cell very soon. Okay. That's odd.
Interesting.
So, confirmed. I can tell you
Magic.
as a member of the Arcanists and acting magister of the city, there could be no more than 2 or 3 people in the city that could do this.
That girl that you brought in just the other day, Kavita, is she involved in this?
I don't believe so. I don't think she has the subtlety to weave a curse this insidious.
Well, as you know, Aegis does not officially recognize magic other than it being a different type of technology, often alien of origin. That said, you can tell she's like basically just dropped a boilerplate of things she's got to say to you as a member of Aegis. That said, who would you put on your short list, Magister?
My father, who is currently in another dimension.
She taps a couple buttons and he quickly comes up and she swipes him over to a little list here.
Black Mambo.
Okay, Black Mambo. All right. Brings her up. There's a little bit less known about Black Mambo. And he swipes her over. She swipes her over to the little container of suspects that she's created.
And I'm going to make up a villain.
Cool.
Unless you've got one.
Let's see. Somebody could do curses. I know there's one. If you guys will forgive me, I want to just burn through the deck of villainy.
While you're looking one up, Atlas will probably say something like, Brian, could you do that?
Could I do that?
Yeah,
No,
could you?
I have the power, but not the skill.
Hmm.
If that makes sense. I suppose with a couple years of study, I could learn how to do it.
Maybe don't.
I won't.
Oof. There's a guy named Mr. Blight, but he has a life withering field. That's not really exactly magic. Oh, Lady Faust, vast diabolic sorcery. She looks cool too. Quick pick of Lady Faust. My never-ending quest to suggest people get the Desk of Villainy because it's the best. Lady Faust, who has vast diabolic sorcery. She can absorb a vulnerable soul into her brooch, avoid conflict through sorcerous deception, and offer power at an enormous price. There we go.
And the third would be Lady Faust. But if this signature is very much that of someone practiced in the necromantic arts, and only one of those three fits that bill, and it's not Lady Faust, and it's not my father.
All right. I think you're definitely trying to provoke Shell into buying into this full hole, which of course is the truth, but still. Nice quote from Jen there. So let's see you provoke.
All right, I will provoke. Is that superior? Yes. And this will be +1 because I've got influence, right?
Correct. I see an 11.
Boom goes the dynamite.
I also see an 11.
All right. I may need to call upon you later, Viridian, to consult with this, but I will have a conversation starting with Black Mamba.
That seems appropriate.
It would also explain why there's the Crusaders are saying that we're involved.
Agreed. There is, well, there's a possibility that that could be a smokescreen they're trying to blow. And with that information, I will definitely have a conversation with Black Mambo.
Just so you know, we will also be pursuing this through our own means.
I think it's best if you leave it in the hands of Aegis at this point. Appreciate your efforts, but you kids going against the Transcendent Crusaders is punching above your weight. No offense. I know that you're the Magister, but still, the amount of influence that they wield within the city, this needs to be handled carefully.
It needs to be handled, period. And Aegis weight class is no higher than ours compared to the Crusaders.
All right. Well, I respectfully disagree, Viridian. Seeing as how your group was considered at one point to be young Crusaders and that they were going to be your mentors, do you think there is some difference here and some subtlety that's needed to make sure that they are taken down for exactly what has occurred?
Is she trying to tell me how the world works?
She is very much trying to tell you how the world works. And she is telling you to back off, to be wise and to think mundane. Oh, she can't affect your mundane. I need to alter. How is she? Okay, so what's she saying? She is saying I know, it's great. I love this challenge. This is very fun. I think what she is then trying to say is that she's trying to lower your danger to keep you from directly engaging these things. And she's also calling you a little bit of a freak. So she's going to lower your danger and up your freak. That is what she's trying to do.
And remind me how I oppose this.
Oh, cool. So if you reject someone's influence, you just roll 2d6.
Perfect.
That is a full hit. You sucker. Oh, look at all these 11s. 3 11s in a row? I know they're all different dice combos, like a 6 and a 4, a 2 and a 6, and a 6 and a 5, but pretty crazy to see 3 11s in a row. So on a 10 plus, you choose 2. I'll drop the options into chat for you. And that is, yeah, there you go.
I've got the thing.
Oh, cool.
Reject someone's influence. Should probably have just read what you put in the chat. I'm just going to read what you put in the chat. I will. Okay, I'm rejecting by immediately acting to prove them wrong, which means I'm standing up and walking out.
All right.
And then I choose 2.
No.
Just choose
you
one
choose
of those?
2 of those. Sorry, you choose 2 of those. Sounds like you clear a condition by.
One, I'm marking potential.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. I'll shift labels. Give me a second.
Okay.
But
cool.
That's what I'll do.
You're going to shift it your own way. What is Atlas doing when you see this little face-off here?
Well, Atlas is. I'm just busy eating from the tray, sort of, and then as Viridian gets up, it's like, oh, and then quickly grabs like another big handful of the snacks that were put out, and like gets up as well, like looks like we're leaving.
Cool. I wait to see the expression on Shell's face as she just frowns a little bit, like makes some more notes on her tablet and finishes up her report. So we will cut away from the 2 of you to Seraph. So we turn the page and we see Seraph flying high above Halcyon City, and we see in over a couple panels the little signature poof of Safia teleporting along rooftops to keep up with you. Crusader Tower is not far away. Is that where you guys are headed, or is there some other destination?
I mean, I don't know of any place else where I'd find Mambo. So yeah, we're headed straight for Crusader Tower. In the meantime, I'm like sending a couple of quick texts to my mom being like, hey, can you pull the deed records for Crusader Tower?
Nice. I love it. I think that is fascinating. Do you have a particular move that you're engaging?
Let's take a quick look here.
In a way, it almost feels mild-mannered in a way, but
it kind of does. Yeah, I wanted to take a close look at it.
But I don't know if the results go along with that.
Kind of not. I mean, I'm not trying to slip past someone. It's kind of a sneaking move.
It could be a setup for Dangerous Web.
Yeah, this isn't a trap using my powers. It's a trap using...
Trying hard. Come on, Masks.
I feel it. I know. I appreciate it. This doesn't really fit any particular...
Awesome. Why don't you just provoke your mom? Let's have you provoke your mom to be your ally in this. Does that sound good?
Hilariously, this could be a Pierce the Mask.
Oh goodness, that sounds really interesting. I super like that. See the person beneath. Roll plus mundane. Do that. Good call.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not doing good at mundane at all.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Do you have influence over your mom? We've never said so, but I would give it to you if you felt like you had it.
I mean, we've never even been in a scene together this game, so.
Gosh. This isn't, we have to have this on screen. This conversation with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And then she calls me immediately.
Yeah. Okay, so she calls you immediately, and on the panels that we see your mom who's in smart business suit, does she wear like power suit or does she wear a skirt? I'm just curious how you think.
I see Lydia being more like a switch hitter when it comes to that sort of thing. I think she can wear it both ways. She's like, I like power suits, but I also like skirts. I don't have to choose.
I love it. Cool. So she's in a nice blazer and skirt combo, and she's in the panel where she's talking to you on the phone. She, of course, has like a really sleek little Bluetooth headset thing, and she just flips her phone to make the call happen. But we see her at a particular former amusement park. And she's doing like what looks like kind of a walkthrough on the place, checking out some information.
Clearly, like another realtor with her with like one of those aluminum contract case clipboards.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. Hey, Ash.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, a lot of wind noise. Are you in a tunnel or something?
Mom knows I'm Seraph.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah.
So, just a moment. Hopefully, the dog will be quiet. Yes. No.
It doesn't bother us as much as it bothers you, Reg.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. It bothers me incredibly a lot. But we're training him. We'll see how it goes.
Just keep talking. We'll
So she hears
through
you in the background and she says, "Oh, hey, honey. What's going on?"
I think for a moment and I'm like, you know what? It's cool. Armatured up my phone, so this is probably fine. And I say, I've been hearing some squirrely stuff about the Transcendent Crusaders and how they get their money.
Okay.
So I thought that maybe a little bit of digging into their ownership records and hopefully soon, like their corporate records, like internal holding stuff and their investor reports might yield some interesting data.
Interesting data. That's cute, honey. All right. I'll see what I can find out. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
They have a significant legal team. Be careful.
Yeah, I'll do my best, Mom. Hey, thanks for looking into this, okay?
Anytime, baby.
All right. You be safe. I'll see you tonight.
Good. I'll see you tonight. We're going out. A little bit of a celebration. Something super exciting.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's real estate stuff, but it's super cool.
I like hearing about that stuff.
I know. I mean, it's not your kind of super exciting. It's a different super.
I'll still be excited, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Love you, Mom.
Love you too, hon.
Bye.
Cool. So do you want to roll the Pierce the Mask now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I love it.
All right.
And this will be her kind of quickly pasted together text where she will be checking out some information, dropping it into a little text message for you on her phone. Oh, 7. Okay, on a 7, you get 1 question.
Hmm. Right. I have so many masks PDFs open right now, but I don't have the basic moves open right now.
Let me drop those questions into chat for you whenever my PDF reader decides to stop being a butt.
Ah,
It crashed on me earlier.
Terrible.
Worth every penny I paid for it, though, which would be $0.
Lol. Hmm. So technically, I'm piercing the mask on the Transcendent Crusaders, aren't I?
You're using your mother as a vehicle to give the permission for those, which I think is a really clever way to do it. Thank you for that suggestion.
How could I gain influence over you looks pretty good. How could I get your character to blank? Maybe how can I get your character to lift the curse on Cypher? But seems like a bit of a stretch. So
Do you want me to cut away and give you a chance to kind of think it through? Or
how could I gain influence?
All right, cool. How can you gain influence? So she texts back to you that the Transcendent Crusaders, the initial outlay of the loan for the building was fronted partially by the city, but also by a company that was not the Transcendent Crusaders Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that was turned over to the Transcendent the Transcendent Crusaders Foundation after they broke ground and everything was fully funded.
Right. And like the foundation owns the building because that's sort of how these ownerships tend to work.
Right. But it looks like the transaction for the foundation was sold for $1. Just so that everything would be a fully like non-taxable, effectively transition of that particular asset from this company. And the company has a board of people who do not exist. So in gaining influence, turning this information over, threatening Mambo with this revelation of the shadow company and how the Transcendent Crusader Tower came to be would be at least what your mother is handing you to gain you influence over her.
Yeah.
Does that read? Does that feel good?
That feels legit. I will forward the documentation over to Armature and my other teammates.
Nice.
Mostly just so that, you know, it's somewhere persistently and not just in my text history with my mom.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll pause a little bit to update Safia.
Cool. We'll say that you are be on a rooftop near Transcendent Crusader Tower.
Like it's right there in the background.
Yeah, it's totally there. We like to see the big TC herald there. And as you two are talking, we see in the background the avian is headed towards the two of you. It doesn't come in attack mode or anything, but he does have those kind of crazy feet claw deals. And he comes down and lands on the, let's say it's like one of those industrial HVAC units. You can hear the crunch. We have a couple of little onomatopoeias down there where the claws crunch into it. And he says, Seraph, are you aware that she's a criminal?
Good evening, Avian. She's not doing any crime right now.
Right. But, you know, the whole thing with Coppertop.
I was there. I got very badly electrocuted.
Yep.
Wasn't fun.
I know. That doesn't mean this is a bad look. think, Safia, I need you to come with me. And Safia's like, no.
Why, does Mamba want to have a chat with her or something?
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
Gosh, small world. What are the chances?
He hops down off of the HVAC unit and his wings kind of fold back and he comes closer. Seraph, I think we've been friends. Something close to it. She's bad news. What happened to you, what Coppertop did was wrong. But she's bad news. I need to take you in. So, Seraph, please stay out of my way.
Avian, I think you're a good guy and I like you. But you need to stay out of my way.
Okay, so it sounds like you're rejecting his influence, right?
Yep.
He's trying to tell you how the world works, and that definitely felt like you going, yeah, screw you, buddy. I'm doing this thing. So when you reject someone's influence, roll. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out.
Duh.
Oh, well, I was going to copy the options, but I guess I don't have to because that is a 5. Boned! Oh, no. So the good news is you get an experience point, which in this game is called potential. And the bad news is that I get to say what happens. And by bad news, I mean great news, right? Because that's always good. So you say that he's like your friend, but you're not listening to him. And he sighs, and then you see he has those. And again, I'll show the picture just so we can show. And by the way, I did give him like clawed feet because, like Blue Falcon, because I think that's awesome. So this picture doesn't have that, but he has that now. It's a new artist. Damn it, he's got cool clawed feet. But in his little arm bindings is where he keeps his weapons. He grabs one and he tosses it straight at Safia, and she tries to dodge out of the way. But when she pops away and pops into another frame, you see like another panel. You see that she's been cut, and she kind of drops down to a knee, and he says, "Sorry." And then he swoops towards her. What do you do?
Well, I will swoop in to protect her because that's how I do.
Awesome. Cool. So someone's called for a bio. Do you want to take a bio before we roll out that defend?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. So when we come back, we'll have you defend, and then we'll jump over to check in on armature.
Cool.
Oh, and I should probably say how long. Let's take a nice 8 minutes. We'll be back at 10 till. Sorry. I was like, crap, please. Don't want to be rude to wife, but really need to get back because time. So we are evidently going to be doing a John Hughes marathon. We'll be watching the movies directed by John Hughes, which sounds good. Not today, I don't think, but you never know. I might be surprised.
I don't know if I could do a marathon. I might be able to do like one a week.
I think maybe it'll be like 1 or 2 a week. We'll see. Just watching movies with my family is pretty wonderful, so I'll be happy to get what I can get. Yeah. All right. By the way, there's a supplement that someone wrote for, like, it's just a setting supplement. I think it has its own rules, but it's inspired by John Hughes films for RPGs. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to re-find it. I may have stuck it in my Monster Hearts folder. Where is that thing? Give me just a sec. I did not put it in my Monster Hearts folder.
Rich has seen a squirrel.
Said
Rich has seen a squirrel.
It was just a like Hughesville, maybe that's what it's called. Anyway, it's a neat.
We're getting distracted.
Yes, squirrel. All right. Let's see if Seraph is able to defend Safia.
All right. As my advance, I changed my mask's label to Savior.
Neat.
And I've increased my Savior by 1. So that's going to be cool. We hope. You're another 11.
Wow. So many 11s. This is a game of 11s. I'm renaming it that this is no longer issue 10. It's issue 11/10. Anyway, defend on a 10 plus. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose 1. On a 7 to 9, it costs you. So it doesn't cost you. Do you want to add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition?
Well, I already have influence over Safia, so I'm going to add a team to the pool.
Okay. That puts you guys at a team pool of 2 because the rules state at the beginning of every session, I add a team to the pool. You guys had drained out the pool in order to push Seraph's provoke to a 7. And so you guys we're at a 0. You started the session with 1, now at 2. I just said the same thing twice, but wanted to be clear that I didn't do it out of order. And so with that, what does it look like when you defend Safia from Avian's flight? Like he's going to fly in a swoop and grab Safia. What do you do?
I think I just get to her first.
And so you like swoop by and pick her up, and Avian passes by, and then we kind of see a couple panels where we see the lines of you guys swirling through, like dogfighting effectively, flying over Halcyon City. That sounds really cool. I like that a lot.
Yep, I'm keeping the elevation advantage, and he keeps trying to take it from me.
I think you're trying to directly engage a threat. Maybe not to hurt him, but to kind of engage this threat and take care of it. So let's see you roll with danger, unless you have a move that gives you the ability to roll with a different stat.
I certainly know that there wasn't such a thing last time, so I'm gonna roll with danger. All right, so miss with a 5.
Miss with a 5. Awesome. Okay. So you sweep and try to gain the high advantage over Avian and Seraph. I knew the S words I knew I was gonna mess up the S names at some point. I did pretty great. I lasted until 2:56 my time, but here we go. Safia looks at you and she goes, unburdening you. And she poofs away and disappears. So leaving you with a condition.
Okay.
So what condition do you take as a result of her maybe making things easier for you, maybe abandoning you?
I'm going to take insecure.
Nice. So when she disappears away from you, Avian does that kind of wing buffet thing to where he comes more upright and stops trying to chase you down. What do you do?
Well, she probably just went straight for the tower. So that's where I'm headed.
Nice. Do you say anything to Avian?
Yeah, actually, I do. I'm like, listen, this isn't just coming from Safia. The Transcendent Crusaders are involved in some squirrely stuff. Have you ever looked into how the Crusader Tower was financed?
Avian kind of flaps his wings to get closer to you. The two of you are you're supers, so I'm not gonna like say you can't kind of float in midair, as it were. Maybe your wings just beat at just the right cadence, and he pushes up his little wind shearing mask. Right, he's unmasked himself to you and no one else, and you see in his face he looks troubled, and he says, "I try not to dig too deep. We do good stuff. We're really doing the right thing. I know not everybody's got the greatest past. Please, Seraph, let this go."
I know you're trying to make the most of this, but if you really want to do good, you'll make the most out of what happens next, too.
I think you're trying to provoke him here.
Sure. Yeah, another miss.
Nice. So, another miss. That sounds amazing. So we will, you talk to him, you see a moment of connection, and that is when Zion slams into you.
Orf.
Moving at Mach something, because you hear the boom after he slammed into you. And we see Avians look like, oh, snap. And go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
All right.
Cool. So you roll plus conditions. I don't think you have but one condition marked.
Yeah, now I've got I am not my body.
All right.
I can roll as if I had 2 fewer conditions marked.
Nice.
I can, but I don't have to.
We'll say we cut away from you, and
Sure.
we'll figure that out when we come back. So we cut back to Hanover Institute, sub-basement 2 in the garage, where kettle noise for a minute more. That's okay. Let me see if I can talk for a minute where we have that tank that we saw earlier. By the way, I'm not going to apologize for this, but that tank is totally the Cobra tank from G.I. Joe from way back in the day, because I had that when I was a kid. And this is just basically, it's got Hanover Institute HI on it instead of the Cobra symbol, but it's basically the Cobra tank. because I hired an artist for this particular issue that also loved that thing. We got excited. He talked me into it, or I talked him into it, or she, I don't know. But there it is. It's a Cobra tank, and it starts rumbling towards you as a few of the folks have like mustered in. Some of the Hanover Tech Institute security have hopped in, and they're rumbling towards you. And Shame Cat is like holding onto your neck, and its little red eyes are like, danger, danger, mama, danger, Unisha. What do you do?
Okay. Is the tank literally is there somebody in there who's seen me, like a pilot?
Yeah.
Or is this like automated? No, okay.
No, it's not automated. There's a dude. Or
okay.
There's a lady in there. She's got a buzz cut. She looks hardcore.
Okay. I try and duck behind one of the other kind of parked vehicles.
There it is. I found it. Hold on. I
also Googled.
We're not old enough to remember this toy, but I'm forcing it on you. Here we go. Yes. I love that thing. Okay. That was several weeks of allowance. Damn it. It was super worth it, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. I duck around. I dock around one of the other parked vehicles. I want to try and get some cover, and when I have like a moment of like blocked view, I like take Shame Cat. Like, okay. Okay, they seem to have got an AI system in this building protecting it, but I'm gonna risk that you're a more powerful AI now. So it's scuttle into whatever exposed systems it can go and lay it loose.
I think you're trying to directly engage a threat here, using your shame to your advantage.
Yeah.
But you guys just can't buy an 11 anymore. So the good news is that you get an experience point, which in this game is called a potential. If this game were Canadian, as Paul might say, it might be potential, which would make it a delicious, and very fattening thing. By the way, my son got some poutine at the food truck that came to his school this past week, and he bragged about it to me. Just putting in the little poutine moment there. Yeah, so what happens is you toss Shame Cat towards the tank. Shame Cat.
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm
Okay.
trying to take the building. I want to take control of the building.
Oh, okay.
The AI system of the building, the one that was like detected me.
Okay, cool. So you throw Shame Cat towards
into the wall
security. Yeah.
Computer system, anything.
Sweet. And that's when you're hit by a laser, a red laser from the Hanover Institute tank. Yes. Pilot just kind of guides you in, and she hits her. She's got the twin stick shooter there going on, and she fires off a laser. We see the big bright red light, and we see the tentacled armature silhouette in this huge reddish ball. And I need you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Well, I got 10 this time, so that's good.
Wow, that is great for me. Less so for you. So on a 10 plus, you choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I don't want to remove myself from the situation. I want to lose control of powers in a terrible way.
Nice. Cool. So you get hit by that laser, and Shame Cat and you both Well, do you have an idea? I have an idea. I just want, if you've got something that came to mind, I'm willing to work.
If you have an idea, I'm down with whatever that is.
Sweet. Shame Cat grabs onto the main power core and just splices into it, and you see it gets electrocuted, but everything turns extremely bright, and then pop, all the lights go out, all the power goes down. We pull out, we see Hanover Institute, we see several blocks of power all go down for a little bit. There will be a few moments before they kick over to the backup generator. What do you do? You are muted.
I want to read the situation.
No. All right. Go ahead and assess the situation.
But first, I'll take my advance. Got, and I've already taken rearrange my labels and take +1, but I'm really not liking having superior 0, so I'm going to take my lose permanently remove influence off somebody. I'm thinking Dr. Solus.
Oh my.
Because I think I'm no longer kind of I think I had a bit of a, science hero worship.
With her coming after you here, or effectively her security.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to up that superior to 1 and remove influence from Dr. Solus over me. And now I want to read the situation. Well,
cool. Go ahead and assess situation with superior.
I forgot -2 because of guilty. That's great.
What? A full hit? Oh, sorry. That was your taking tip. Oh, I was got excited for you. It's an 8, though. That's still good. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's
You get 1 question. And you get to take +1 while acting on the answers.
What here can I use to gain access to the main building?
Nice. So you realize if you scramble quick and leave Shame Cat behind, you can scamper up the grate, violating the McLean protocol before everything comes back online on backup generators, and make your way into Hanover Institute proper.
There's a fraction of a second, and I just a little whispered, "Sorry," and then I do that, leaving Shame Cat.
Okay. Okay. Sweet. So you scramble up the grating, moving quickly, and make your way onto a main level of the Hanover Institute right as the power starts to hum back. And we see you inside an office. You kind of pop out the grate, and you're inside a little office that's got a, it's got some kind of like laptop and visual display set up, a couple of monitors, and a nice little view of the waiting river. And we're going to cut away from you for, well, what is it the first thing you do now that you're in Hanover Institute?
You say a laptop nearby?
Yes.
I grab the laptop and start plugging in, and getting data mining everything out of it.
Nice.
I want schematics of the building, security systems, access codes, anything.
Nice. Sounds good. We'll cut away from you. I think you're unleashing your powers there, right? So you can go ahead and roll that. We'll cut away from you to Viridian and Atlas, because we haven't heard from you guys for quite a few pages. So I am curious what you did after you turned over Cypher.
Well, we had a great exit. Like, there should have been music playing in the background as we walked out of Shell's office. And once we're outside, I turn to Atlas and I say, we've got 20 minutes till we're supposed to convene. And then I see the text from Seraph. Look at that. Nothing I can do about it right now. What should we do?
I need to call my mom.
I'll step away to give Atlas some privacy. And also call my mom.
Oh, nice. Call your mom Mooncaller. It's like, yeah, you're calling Mooncaller. There's something reciprocal about that. Let's go with Marx's mom first. A couple of rings. Are you calling a home phone? Because they have a home phone. Because Marx's family has a home phone. So she won't, they don't, your dad didn't bother with star 69. That's too expensive. So hold on just a second. And she would say, Mayor residence.
Mom,
Marcus.
are they still there?
Oh no, they just left.
You
Where
sure?
are you, honey?
I'd rather not say.
They're very worried about you, honey. They say that you haven't come in for a checkup in quite a while, and they're worried about a resurgence of your ailment.
Well, I'm sure they are. I think it's best if I don't come home for a while.
Honey, if they're right and you're going to get sick again, maybe you should go see them.
Mom, they're dangerous.
Honey, you're dangerous.
Yes. And that's what they want to use.
Marcus, I try to respect you because I know that you're a young adult. But I'm putting my foot down. I want you to come home right now. And she is using her influence to tell you how the world works.
I am going to reject the hell out of that. Just a flat roll, okay.
Yep, it is a flat roll. Only the delinquent pretty much gets a benefit on that one.
Come on. Oh, hey, it's a Miss Goody.
Yeah, so on a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels.
I'm going to mark angry. And you can tell me.
She is trying to take your, she's going to move your danger down by 1 from a 2 to a 1, move your mundane up by 1. And she says, I want you home as soon as you can get home. And I will make your favorite lasagna, but you are coming home. And we are going to deal with this together as a family. No more running around in costumes and punching things. If you are sick, I love you, and I don't want you to get sick again. I don't want to see you in that wheelchair, honey. You are miserable.
Mom, I know, but they're not going to let me stay home.
Oh, You let your father and I deal with that. We will take care of you, honey. Where are you? You can get anywhere in Halcyon City in 30 minutes.
I'm outside the spike.
All right. Do you need me to come pick you up, or you could take one of those Uber things?
Mom, I can walk it in 10
Or
minutes.
the Lyft. I've heard that one's nicer.
I can walk it in 10 minutes, Mom. But I have things to do.
I understand, and you can take care of that very soon, but first you will come home.
Like Marcus is going like that.
Okay, see you soon. I love you, honey. She hangs
Love
up
you,
the phone.
Mom.
We see a panel of her like walking into the kitchen, pulling out the lasagna pan, starting to lay down the noodles and getting them ready. And then we see another panel of a guy in like the Hanover Institute of Technology, the coveralls, and he's watching binoculars from a house across the street. Cool. So yeah, after that conversation, Viridian, you got half of that conversation of Marcus kowtowing to his mommy. What do you do?
Oh, I was thinking I would be calling. Well, I would also call my mom.
You call your mother? Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys got to step away from each other and each have your different conversations. Yep. Sounds good. You call and a couple of rings and yes, darling.
Mother, I know things are out of sorts there right now, but I have to tell you some things. And you're not going to like them very much.
All right. And then we cut to a panel of her, and she's got a dustpan, and she's literally like scooping up the broken stone pieces of the gargoyle from previous fight and dropping it into a large, very large garbage can. What's happened?
Quick summary. Black Mambo cursed someone that opposed the Transcendent Crusaders, who are in bed with the spider. And I can't let it stand.
You are the Magister. I am behind you 100%. And let me just say, this is why your father did not want you to train under Black Mambo. I'm sorry. I know it's a told you so, but I think this is appropriate.
It's literally not a told you so, because he thought I should do it. He thought I was making a mistake.
That's what he said to me. Oh, God. I can't wait till he gets back from this trip.
Yeah, how long is he supposed to be gone?
He said he will be back soon. I assured him you were doing well. Should I have fibbed about that?
No, that's fine.
Are you all right?
I'm about to confront Black Mambo.
All right.
Which, by definition, is not particularly all right. I'm also going to forward you some documents, just in case this goes the worst it could.
Okay.
And Mom.
Yes, darling.
I don't say this often, but I love you.
I love you too, honey. And you know your father loves you as well. He would never have put the mantle of Magister in your hands if he didn't trust you. If there's anything that I can do to help you right now, name it.
Is there anything in particular you would recommend against necromancy?
There are some charms and some other fetishes that I can send your way that should help you.
I would appreciate that. I know you can find me.
Of course.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but if like I said, if this goes all the way south, don't be too hard on Kavita. You can understand that she might have felt slighted. And even though her reaction was way out of proportion, we have to try to save her.
I appreciate your benevolence in regards to the woman who violated the sanctity of our home.
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't want to make her suffer a little bit. I'm just saying.
Good.
I'm saying that,
It's
we don't have to go all the way.
forgiveness after a price.
Yes.
Oh, good. We
All
are
right.
on the same page, darling.
Okay. Bye, Mom. Thanks for saying you'd help.
Of course.
And I sign off, and then I look at Atlas, who's probably got an uncomfortable look on his face.
Yes, very much so. Like,
what's up, Marcus?
My mom, she wants me to come home.
Did you explain?
I mean, I did. I told her before. She's just being stubborn and saying that we'll pull through this together. And
so the stubbornness is a family trait? Okay. Lightening the mood is not working. So, listen. Do what you have to. I mean, obviously, we need you with us, but there's a point at which family is family.
It's my mom. And damn it. I'll try to make it quick.
Pop. Safia appears between the two of you. She looks wounded and alarmed. Zion's about to kill Seraph. We need to go to Transcendent Tower right now. Where's Armature?
Went a different direction, I guess.
And she grabs Atlas's hand, and she's going to basically teleport away with him. What do you do?
I'm gonna let her.
Cool. Viridian, she snatches your teammate and teleports away with him.
I guess I will follow.
Cool. So we swing back to Armature because there was a brief chat conversation, great proposal of directly engaging a threat, you versus the security system. I'm like having Shadowrun flashbacks. You're taking on some ice here. It's black ice, my friend. I love it.
I am net running.
When you directly engage a threat, roll plus danger. Unless you have a move that circumvents that.
Well, you might not notice because I rolled the exact same number.
Oh, yeah. It looks like another 5 there. Good. It's good. So
Oh, no. Last time I rolled a 6.
Yeah. Did you hear that part where I said black ice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So I see your like tentacles popping in. You're tapping away. Tap, tap, tappity, tappity. and you're entering a couple of protocol, like a couple of passwords, trying to crack this thing, setting up a little side-loaded program, and then all of a sudden the laptop just sparks up with electricity, and you need to take a powerful blow.
Do you know what breaking into a secure compound is?
You are the worst at breaking into things. He's such a brain. What happened here?
Yes, actually, no, that's good.
That's good. That's good. You're rolling poorly, so you stand strong, and you get to mark another potential. Great. You're just going to become an adult at this point. You're going to get some potential. I grew up while in Hanover.
I sense the surge coming and like just fling this laptop away, disconnecting it from my cables. So that just kind of
nice.
Sparks and explodes.
He sparks and explodes. You're in the office there, and then I'm going to do it. There's a conference line there. It's like one of those little. You ever seen the little domes type conference?
Yeah.
Like a little chirping sound, like a ringing phone. What do you do?
I sigh, tap the thing. I wait for somebody to speak.
Unisha, you hear Dr. Solus's voice. Darling, what exactly are you trying to do? Did you need some help? I'm upstairs. We can have a conversation. This is not a good idea, and I'm not sure what's motivating you, but I've always been here to help. Why don't you come up the private elevator? I'll enter the codes, and we can have a conversation and figure out what's going on.
Let's do that.
She's acting as if she feels like she has influence over you, but you've broken that. All trust is broken, but she's approaching it like, what are you doing? What do you do?
I think I steal myself and like, okay.
Door
I'll come to you.
Pops open. You see a long hallway. Bunch of doors.
I don't know if this will get through the security firewalls and stuff, but I would send a message out to the group, like,
You've got your brain thing in the when our team first came together, so I think your comps are pretty universal. I'm good with you getting something out.
Yeah, I would be like, guys, I'm doing something stupid. And I go into the lift to go up.
Cool. Yeah. You step into the lift, it closes. It's playing Girl from Ipanema because every elevator in this world plays Girl from Ipanema. Snooze version.
Yeah. I'm kind of prepared to, like, froze for a second. I'm in case it wasn't heard. I'm like glancing around the lift, kind of checking it out, prepared to kind of go through the little hatch in the roof into the shaft if need be.
Oh, you're doing it, huh? You're violating the McLean protocols again?
No, in case if something.
In case. Right?
Yeah, I'm ready to do that.
You see there are a couple panels of you with the down at the bottom is the Girl from Ipanema. The music bar is the Girl from Ipanema, and you see that it's like cycling up all of the numbers of the lift going up all the floors, and then it comes to the top, opens up, and you see just light. All of this beautiful sunlight, glass everywhere, or at least something that appears to be glass. And this office has off to the side a like slightly recessed part of the floor where there's a conference, a very, very large, like executive style conference table with high back executive leather chairs. And then over to the side, there's this just humongous, stupidly big desk with this wall screen behind it, and we see Dr. Solus. I believe this is the first time we've seen her in the comic, right? We've always talked about her, but I don't think she's...
No, she came, I consulted her with her, and she actually came to the gig. She was there
Right.
then.
That's right. She came. That's right. She came to TGU's first gig.
Mm.
Okay. Cool. So we see Dr. Solace again, and I can't remember how we described her, but in my head, I've always seen her as looking like she's Middle Eastern descent as well. No,
No, I'm not against that. I just can't. I'm trying to
I can't remember if we
remember
specifically. I think I just name checked her, and then maybe there was a brief conversation, but I don't know if I went into a full like description of her per se. Oh, I'll have to go back and check the tapes. My apologies for not having done so.
I say if we're not, it might be a retcon, but let's go with that. With Dr. Solace.
Venetia, it's good to see you, but seems to be you're causing a bit of trouble with my institute. What's happening?
Oh. I was fairly sure you wouldn't give me a straight answer, but your security is a little bit better than I gave it credit for.
She walks across. She's wearing some heels, and we focus on that. And, she comes up and stands before you. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. So what is the question that you needed to ask that was so important you put yourself at risk? I have reports that one of you, I assume this is a drone, was destroyed. I'm sorry about that.
We'll do that later. What did you do to my friend?
Do you mean Marcus? Marcus Mayer?
Mm.
I helped him. I helped him a great deal. Have you ever... I don't think you knew Marcus before. He was in a great deal of pain. His mobility was significantly limited. He was severely disabled, in pain and dying. Hanover Institute gave him a new life, gave him a superhuman life. Anisha, I know that you rose from tragedy. So is Marcus. The two of you, I'm glad that you've become friends. I'm sorry that Atlas doesn't trust Hanover Institute.
He told me about his escape.
Did he tell you about the people that he hurt in his escape?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad that he has been honest with you, and I'll do the same for you, Anisha. We have concerns about the cellular restructuring that we have done for him. We have other subjects who underwent the same therapy, and they are not doing well. It seems that our efforts have a limited duration. I could show you our results. You'll have to sign an NDA. But I believe of all of your team, you would be the one who could actually understand our research. What I'm saying is that I'm worried that Marcus is dying. And if he will not let us help him, he may be his own worst enemy right now. I'm not sure what I have done to violate your trust, what Marcus has told you. But I ask you, if you're his friend, can you help me to at least make sure that our gene therapy will not kill him?
I put my hand out. Give me the data.
She reaches into her little lab coat and pulls out a small tablet, hands it over. Tentacle wraps around it.
Kind of disappears into my arm. I want to get a read on her.
Oh, cool. Why don't you pierce the mask?
I don't have influence over her. She doesn't have influence over me.
Right. Wow. That would be a 5. So the good news is that you gain an experience point, which in this game is called a potential. Bad news is that I think she has at least laid out, for now, enough information to take influence over you again. Unless you feel like that violates an advance. Like it violates an advance, so I can move to a different GM if you'd rather.
The advance says permanently.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you for that.
kind of,
Thank you. That's cool. That was my first instinct, but I realized that violates the advance.
Yeah.
So instead, I think you're going to take a condition instead. She's really trying to make you feel guilty right now.
I am already guilty for other
You're
things.
already guilty? I love it. I love it. Cool.
I think I'm insecure because this is feeling a little less black and white. I was kind of had a righteousness to myself.
I love it.
That came up, and now I'm like,
Onisha, if you'd like to stay here and research, you're welcome. If you would rather go back to your laboratory and check over the details I provided you, you are welcome. I can even provide you a ride home. Now, personally, I have people for that.
I type into my phone my coordinates and send it to Viridian.
Nice. So let's pick up with Viridian as you teleport. Where specifically does Viridian tell? By the way, you moved your. Okay, thank you very much. So where did you pop over?
I don't have specific spots there, so I'm guessing that I just like in the plaza in front of the tower, in front of Crusader Tower, just so I could see.
Yes,
so I have
an establishing shot of Transcendent Tower, and that's when you get the text message with the coordinates for armature. Evidently, she's expecting a pickup of some kind. She wants you to zip-zap her. What do you do?
Do I see Seraph actively being killed at the moment?
Oh, that's a great question. So let's switch back over to Seraph and have you take a powerful blow there. I think we'd stop before that roll, if I remember correctly.
We did stop before the roll.
So you look up as you're getting that text, and we see Zion smashing into Seraph. Go ahead and roll plus conditions. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to roll with my one condition and just let it ride. Full hit. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, that's where the 11s went.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you don't get XP for that. But the good news is that you get to remove yourself from the situation, lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, are 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I will mark 2 conditions and give ground.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. So you're marking 2 conditions. What we see is he like slams into you. Avian looks and sees this, and you go hurtling forward, tumbling end over end, and I think you slam through a big billboard, right, for some advertisement for the Halcyon City baseball team, and smash through that. And then I got to do it. You slam right into a water tower because I think that just looks awesome. Like water splooshes out, and the water tower just looks like a little askew. And yeah, you have a moment, but Zion is likely coming after you. What do you do?
Whew. Freaking hurt.
Like a bunch of feathers. That,
And I saw that.
Yes,
And
you saw
Viridian
that.
saw
Thank
that.
you. In answer to your question, Paul, thank you. Yes, Viridian, you look up and you saw that big slam.
Do you have an immediate plan, Jen, or can I step in here?
Oh,
real
go
quick?
ahead and step in here a little bit. That would be great.
So I'm definitely pushing it. But I would like to do a three-step travel.
Oh, cool.
I'd like to go grab Seraph, go to the coordinates that Armature sent, grab Armature, and then come back into the plaza.
Wow, that is that's what we. I don't know. That's some complex stuff. I think you need to wield those powers.
I am wielding. It's a 9. Seraph, would you like to contribute to that? Oh, wait. Let me look at the whether you need to.
Sure.
On wielding your powers on a 10, you would get to choose 2 options. So you're just looking to see if there's a second option you want. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'll just take the 9. I'm gonna call getting Seraph taking hold of something vulnerable to me.
I think that sounds great. I'm with that.
And
Sweet. I think what we do is we have like the panel of Sarah's viewpoint of Zion flying like straight at you, and then Viridian swoops in, grabs you, and teleports away, and he smashes into the water tower, and it like starts to teeter over. I think that'd be.
And then we'll go pick up Armature.
Are the coordinates that you gave Viridian in Dr. Solus's office?
The space between me and Dr. Solace.
So there's also a z-axis on your coordinates.
Oh yeah, no, I gave the full
perfect.
height.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's elevation.
Yeah.
Sweet. So the two of you appear in Dr. Solace's office, and she jumps back immediately, like reaching for her little panic button on her.
Yeah. I just like say, I'm going to look over this, and I will get back to you.
And then I grab and
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. So grab and go, and I'm not going to make you roll dice again, but what I am going to do is it stays there for a moment, and then we see Dr. Solace as she walks back over and opens up her laptop again, and there is a Hanover Institute technician who's holding a shame cat, and she says, "Yes, please bring that to Observatory number 3." Cool. So we jump into Mambo's laboratory in Transcendent Tower, and I'm keeping an eye on time, so we may have to like cliffhanger at some point pretty soon here. So we come into Mambo's laboratory. Remember, this very dark. It's got the particular smell to it, like grave dirt. There are a number of tomes, necromantic tomes, and Mambo is there. But it appears that she was in the process of walking out of. She's got an entire, if you guys remember, like this gigantic room at the top of Transcendent Crusaders, Transcendent Tower. Looks like she was in the process of trying to leave. Like she had gotten a call when Atlas and Safia appear, just wink into existence. And she looks over and brings her hands up, and green lights start to appear around her hands, like greenish smoke. And I'm just going because of the look of Mambo. Let me show the picture, since it's been a while since we've seen the Transcendent Crusaders, just so you guys get to see the cool art. But I love has been used for Mambo. There's Mambo, and in case people couldn't remember, Zion and Avian, they're the two of them. But here is Mambo in her cool little leather pleathery skirt and her adorable stockings and her big butt-kicking boots there. She looks awesome. Love that picture. And she says, okay, you I expected, but Atlas? I thought you were one of the good ones.
And Atlas is looking around like, because he was told like that Seraph was in trouble, and he's suddenly like somewhere completely different. Like, what?
Cool. And then Safia, as soon as she drops you down, she ports right up to Mambo and socks her right in the face. Mambo drops back a little bit, and she's, oh, darling, I don't fight. I have things for that. And she starts to summon some things. What do you do, Atlas?
Atlas is looking confused. Like I'm just standing there looking confused for a moment, and then I just basically grab, like you said, there was a table with all sorts of files.
Oh yeah, it's like a sacrificial table type deal. You know, a place where she does experiments, and
grab the
some
table
on it. Yeah, it's a big stone table. Yes, directly engage a threat. I love it.
Character sheet. Directly engage threads. Come on. Oh wait, it's over there. It's a 7. Oh wait, no, it's well, yeah, it's still a 7, but I'm doing I'm causing significant collateral damage to my environment, so I get to choose an extra option.
Awesome. So you get 2 options.
So I mean, I'll create an opportunity for my allies, and in this case, and I'll resist or avoid their blows.
Nice. So that stone table, Mambo did not see it coming. It slams into her, and so the things she said, she has things for that take care of those things for her. You see a couple of greenish skeletons appear. They grab onto your legs, but you resist and avoid their blows, moving past them. Safia uses this opportunity as Mambo is knocked to the ground. You see her reach in and pull out of like nowhere. Like she evidently has places that she can teleport parts of her body to. And she pulls out this like straight sword, and she rears back, and it looks like she's going to stab Mambo right in the face. What do you do?
Not okay with that.
Okay, cool. What do you do?
I think I'll defend Mambo. Yeah.
Awesome. So Mambo gets hit and gets knocked over by the table, and Safia's like, "Thanks." Whoosh, pulls his sword and starts to stab Mambo into the face. Go ahead and roll to defend Mambo.
Yep. Scroll up. Defend. Save. Oh, my saver's still pretty high. That's still an 8.
Good thing it was pretty high, huh? On a hit, for NPC threats, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose 1. On a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So you can add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I'll take influence over someone I'm protecting. I'm taking influence over Mambo.
Nice. That totally reads for me. So what do you imagine it looks like when you defend?
I think I literally just slam into her and knock her out of the way, and maybe even get stabbed in the process.
Yeah, I think so too. Like she stabs your hand as you kind of grab onto the sword. I like that quite a bit, and I think I'd like to see you take a powerful blow, because this was not a normal sword.
No, of course not.
This is a girl who's stolen quite a few powerful artifacts to get this done.
Conditions.
And in her defense, Mambo was killing her boyfriend.
And that's a 7.
Sweet. There are no normal swords. Normal swords are in like museums. Good call. Good call. Cool. On a 7 to 9, choose one. You lash out verbally and provoke a teammate. You do have an open comm. You give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I think I'll give ground. Like, I'm stunned and I take the hit, and it's like, oh, fuck.
Cool. For a flicker of a moment, Safia looks like slightly apologetic, like, damn it, Atlas. Cypher's never going to get free of this bullshit if I don't kill her.
No need for killing, dumbass.
And Mambo says, Oh, I think I'm just going to kill Cypher right now, honey.
I said no need for killing. God damn it.
Mambo like spits out a little bit of blood. She's doing that like the end of Predator thing where Schwarzenegger's facing down the Predator. It's like there's a little bit of blood coming out of her mouth, and she laughs and cackles. All you've done is ensured that I'm going to take care of him. So let's cut away from that weirdness to probably our last scene of the issue. Viridian, where do you teleport both Seraph, the slightly wounded Seraph, and the Shamecatless armature? Back to the plaza? You are muted.
That was my intent, but it might be better for us all to be together in the last panel.
I think so too. That would be really fun. And you know where Mambo's place is.
I've been there.
Sweet.
So I will that's the third stop is so I imagine just after all of this has happened, we pop in.
Nice. You pop in to hear Mambo cackling. Safia standing back with this weird, like slightly shimmering, like it goes in and out of this dimension straight sword, and Atlas standing between Safia and Mambo. And I think maybe we end the issue there, because there's going to be a lot of conversation that may result. Is that good? You may got like a tag or like a little stinger line they want to throw out.
It's too corny for Viridian, but Paul actually has to say it. Your curses are about to be foiled, Mambo.
Oh my God, that's great. Thank you, Paul, for sharing that. If only Mambo had a mustache, like she could just twirl it. That is great. All right. Well, let's go with our normal end of session stuff, my friends. At the end of every session, you choose one: grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. We will start with our Armature. That's Armature.
I think he's frozen again.
Oh, man. All right, we will go. Oh, wait. Are you back?
You are back muted.
Yes, I froze and now I'm unmuted. Let's see. Do I have an idea? Oh. I'll let somebody else answer first.
Okay, cool. Who would like to step up first for end of session?
I'll go.
Awesome.
I think, as per usual, I grew closer to the team. Viridian saved my ass. So I think that made me feel pretty welcome. And also slightly less punched.
Slightly less punched is always good.
Nice.
I prefer it to slightly more punched.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so you're giving influence to that character. You, Seraph, get to clear condition or mark potential.
Cool. I'm going to clear a condition. Right now I have angry and insecure marked, but no longer afraid.
Nice. Boy, I felt beating the piss out of you guys this game. All these 5s and 6s. So then that means that Viridian gets influence, already has influence, so you can, if you choose, shift her labels. You want to shift Seraph's labels?
I am checking. I'm going to take, since we're about to go into a fight, likely, I'm going to take Savior down to 2 and Danger up to 2. Is that cool, Jen? All right.
Cool and marked.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Paul, you have the floor. Do you want to go next?
Sure. I think I also grew closer to the team. And it's a little difficult to say. I think since Atlas was with me most of the time, I'm going to say that Atlas made me feel welcome. But I want to explain kind of why I chose Grow Closer. It felt like we were all working for the team, even when we were separate. And that in itself, I think really, it didn't feel like we were chasing off after wild rabbits. And so that's why I picked it. And so Atlas, I'm sure already has influence over me. And
Yes.
that means you get to shift my labels.
Mm-hmm. Freak up. Superior down.
Done. Thank you.
All right, Jan. You have the floor if you'd like.
Also closer to the team. And going to give it back to Viridian. Mostly because we had we could listen to each other talk to our mothers, which somehow was for me a bonding moment.
Who saw that coming this issue? I didn't. It was great. Awesome. So you gain influence Viridian, which means you can shift some labels. Are you marking potential or clearing condition, Atlas?
He didn't have potential anymore.
I have influence now, so I don't.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
I at some point grew away from the team, and
I know you had to take it away from somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So are you? I'm sorry. You marking potential or clearing condition?
I will mark potential because the angry condition is actually beneficial to me.
XP horse. I really wish we could find that art you made out.
Mostly want to keep angry.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. It's super your benefit. Good. And then last but not least, Armature. And he froze again.
Alex is frozen again.
Yeah, just as I was like, I know it's coming to me now. Of course, I'm frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, you're loading up my thorn.
Yeah. Grow into your own self-image or image of yourself. Mm-hmm. I have a problem, and I have data. I will solve that problem.
Okay, cool. Grow into your own image of yourself. Explain how you see yourself and why. Shift one label up and another down.
Yeah, and I'm gonna definitely put superior up. I haven't decided yet which one's going to go down. I will figure that out. And
Okay.
my other questions.
That's right. Shame questions.
Shame question.
No.
Yeah. Did I take steps to make amends for my shame? Is that, I think, a no all around?
I mean, especially considering that you left your shame behind.
Yes, I don't have a shame anymore.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that means you're right.
Yeah, so a no.
Give influence to one of your teammates.
I will go Atlas because what I was doing. So I think, does he already have?
I do.
So you get to.
You may, if you choose, shift a label up and another down.
Okay, I'll quickly do what.
Oh, everyone already has like 5 on the labels.
I'm gonna go -1 mundane because I want to keep that savior because that felt kind of right for going with the reason why I was there. So yeah.
Okay.
Now Marcus can mess with my stats.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Oh no, that is right. Yeah, I should be a total of 5 because I took that
Yeah,
advance.
because you have rearranged labels +1 and +1 and permanently reject. Tough one. I'm going to say considering that you had a lot of bad rolls, I'm going to put down your superior by 1. And
No. Damn you.
and up your freak by 1.
Okay. Okay, I can live with that. All right.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really good. Sweet. So that brings all of the official masks canon to an end. I know we have the sword of Damocles of time over our heads, but hopefully enough time for Roses and Thorns, which now evidently has musical accompaniment. I'm sorry about that. Cool. We'll start with Jen. And Jen, if you're short on time, you can do your Thorn and Rose back to back. If not, we'll work through it. And as we get closer to time, we'll jump the queue.
Sure, I have just enough time.
Okay, good deal. What thorns did you have from today's session?
Goodness. It's just all or nothing today for rolls.
Right? The dice guys, the random number generator was pretty random.
It was on our ass today. Goodness, any other thorns going on? Nothing comes to mind yet.
Okay, cool. Then if you think of something, someone mentions a thing and you want to jump in and say, yes, I agree, or ditto, feel free. Who would like to go next in our Thorn Capade?
I kept freezing.
Yes,
really
you took the easy
irritating moments.
Anytime that I don't
there's
get
a lovely little stinger to that scene that's really, really relevant to my character. Oh, well, I froze. Oh, it's time for me to answer something. Of course, I will freeze at this moment.
I know. It was definitely a thorn for me. When I don't get 100% of Alex's time because of I think he's frozen right now. Son of a bitch. The worst. And I know how frustrating it is when things are like scatter spray for you trying to listen and being an active participant in the game. So it sucks. You need to call your internet provider and shake a fist. And you're like, I think I heard some of that. Do you have any other thorns to add?
A thorny rose. We were all most of us were kind of separate for most of it. But that's a thorny rose because I just enjoyed everyone's things.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're all going in 3 directions. Oh, wait, everyone's separating. Oh, crap. Rich, cross-cutting powers, activate. Do your best to keep people from being bored. Thank you very much. Alex, who'd like to go next, Jan or Paul?
I did have a bit of an issue with like not having much to do for most starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with Viridian, but of course we were talking about curses, so I was like, yeah, Atlas has very little to add to this conversation, and like wasn't I think I had one roll which was probably getting told off by my mother, and then it wasn't until the very end where Atlas got some action, and I was like, there was a few moments where I was like, and noticed that I was getting distracted from the game by other stuff.
Okay, it's good to be mindful of. I apologize. I will try to have more. I know the Hanover stuff's definitely going to feature a lot, so hopefully we can get to that next session. Paul, what thorns did you have, sir?
I felt like I felt like it made sense, but I was part of the reason that Atlas was where he was, because I was the easiest way to get him out of the house. But I felt like Paul was a little bit bossy at the beginning. But
I think it was totally appropriate. It just had the minor disadvantage of
yeah. And it felt in character for Viridian at this moment too. But the whole, I should have said it before we started that I had woken up one morning with a plan to at least prevent Cypher from dying in the near term. I should have admitted it up front rather than waiting until we were in the moment. But other than that, which is kind of a weak self thorn, no, I don't have any thorns.
Okay, cool. We will stick with you because I like to do this in snake order. But of course, at any point, Jen can jump the queue because she has a time thing of a horrible amount of work ahead of her. And I very much want to rose and say thank you, Jen, for still carving out time for us. I hope that it was worth your time. Paul, what rose did you have, sir?
I thought that despite the fact that we were separated for most of the issue, except for the bookends, I thought everybody's scenes were interesting to watch. And they all had a purpose. It's like what I said in the growing closer to the team. I felt like we were all working towards the team's goals, even if we were working in a different way, and that felt appropriately for a comic book, right? Not necessarily the way we always do things in the game, because we like to stick together, but it felt appropriate for a comic book to have people doing different things that contribute. I thought you handled that well, Rich, and I thought you, today in particular, because there were so many low results, I thought today in particular I noticed that you did an exceptional job with keeping failure interesting and not making it a roadblock. And so I want to commend you for that. I really loved Atlas's conversation with his mom. It was so awkward and so mom.
Yay.
I liked that on both sides of that conversation. And it was, I'm sorry, Alex, but it was fun to see Armature continually getting kicked in the butt. It was, I was amused to see that.
He got shot by a hiss tank.
Yep.
That's like that's on my bucket list to have a Cobra hiss tank in action in a game. I got it. Thank you very much, Paul. Jan, what roses did you have?
Primarily, like my most favorite thing was just all of Armature's scenes at the Hanover Institute, and especially just the fact that the arguments that were being made and about like Atlas was really being put out as a unreliable narrator, and even I was thinking like, I thought of the stuff that happened there, and what maybe I was wrong. Like that was very cool. And I also the conversation with Atlas's mother was very enjoyable, especially because of the dice rolls. Because that was like, okay, he was really just going to hang up on her, but he lost his roll. So now he's going to begrudgingly go home, even though he has more important stuff to do. And then someone went like, "No, wait, Seraph is in danger." Then he was like, "Well, fuck home then." And then got teleported somewhere else. So there's going to be some interesting interaction still with me and names. But yeah, that's going to be fun. Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Jan. Appreciate it. Alex, what roses did you have?
It's a bit echoing other people's, but yes, you made continual failures interesting. I leveled up. Well, I got 5x XP this session. So I started exactly where I was, but with an advance. So I'm like 2 XP off another advance. So that's probably gonna happen quite quickly. Shamecat is still alive. You made me feel really bad for Shamecat. I was like, okay, I've got a mission. Just get through this. Deal with that emotions later. Whatever my weird emotions. Or not deal with them. Yeah, I really like the little. I was really digging Seraph's dogfighting scene stuff. Even though I did have one freeze when there was something really exciting happening, and I was like, "Oh!"
I really like that too.
Yeah, and yeah, I also dug the side by side calling mum of goals, and the little bit of Atlas action at the end was pretty badass, especially the switch from throwing the table and then like, okay, no, now throwing the table at you just a second ago. Now I'm going to save you.
And now I have to punch her again. And now
yes, exactly.
Like I said, no killing.
You're tearing me apart.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, the no killing from Atlas was, yeah, I really dug that.
That was, yeah, it was one of those, like, we didn't get a whole lot of Atlas, but when you were on screen, you were delightful. That was a very fun fight sequence to see you react and interact. That was fun. Thank you, Alex. Jen, bring us home. What roses did you have?
There was a lot going on this session. I feel like we were adding to the stack of multiple stories this session. And so it felt very fruitful, even through all of the dramatic failures that happened here and there. Oh, Alex, yeah, go. Hit it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say after Jen's done with hers. But the start of the session, when you were lined up correctly, it looked like a small cat was in your head. It was just this, yeah, it was just perfectly lined up.
Yeah,
There he is.
the blue cat Easter egg was
That
pretty
in your hair.
was pretty great.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. I like that we finally get to see some overt nastiness again from the Transcendent Crusaders. It's fun to actually have Zion be scary occasionally. Being like, yeah, no, he dresses ridiculously, but also is probably not somebody that you would like to fuck with.
Glad you dug that. I like Zion just breaking bad on somebody, and I was like, yes, I've got this little ready, waiting for a fail move.
Yep, it was cool. I like that. Ashley's connection to her mom and her mom's real estate skills got to advance the plot. That was fun. An idea I've had in my back pocket for a while now.
It was brilliantly, like, you triggered that at the perfect time. That was really fun.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's all. I'm going to jump out now.
Cool. Thank you again, Jen.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Lots of fun. Thank you so much for the session. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon, evening, etc.
Good luck.
Good luck,
Yes.
Jen.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
So I do have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Which is, in terms of, at least in terms of Viridian, I feel like this is going to be exactly the right length of campaign. Right? I think that he's inevitably going, at some point going to become a paragon of the city, and it should happen at just the right moment in the campaign. Because I had to make him start acting more grown up, and that's been supported by story and mechanics, and so I think we have, it's a kind of a sweet spot for me in terms of Viridian.
That's really cool. I agree. I feel Viridian rising towards that paragon status, and I appreciate you embodying that role. I'm really curious how we can bring things to a close. We are just a few short sessions away. I hope that I've put things on the table that will allow us to see some satisfying ends to stories for Seraph and Atlas, and I feel like I've kind of nudged forward some stuff with Armature as well, trying to get those things.
I can push hard soon, especially with some specific advances, with my whole dealing with my shame and doing stuff with that.
We're all getting into the area where we can start taking adult moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is cool because, I mean, Mask wasn't designed to be a forever game. You're playing young adults at some point. You transition on, and I think it'll be really exciting. I hope we get at least 2 PCs that step up to that potential status, especially because selfishly, Jen's developing a thing to where maybe we don't stop playing these characters. But
2 more XP and I can roll over to an advanced move.
Oh yeah, but you're just going to move over and take the Dune playbook, right? All of a sudden I got the Sanctuary. I mean, it's like we're just laying all the plot seeds for the Dune switch. You didn't know that? You didn't see it? Me and Alex have been planning behind the scenes. You should see the artist guide of Doomed Atlas. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's all figured out.
Yeah,
We'll give you a sheet of what you need to do to get there.
Yep.
The script.
Laying out the breadcrumbs, my friends. Awesome. Guys, this is great. Thank you so much for playing. We're going to bring this to a titanic close. I just feel it in my bones. You guys are awesome to play with. And have a good evening/afternoon. See you guys.
See you guys.